To be honest with you, Tamara, it wasn't a journey that I saw myself in, because when I had initially started out, I was flat broke on my feet.
Hey everyone, this week on the Trailblazers, we have a ball of positivity and a ball of energy in the form of CEO of Newtown Bakery, Shalane Lee-Chin. This young businesswoman is on fire. Stay tuned to hear her secret, not to her recipes, but to her success. By the way, if you are interested in getting clean and clear skin, then click the link in the description box for this episode and you will be eligible to get 5% off every purchase from Kaori's Beauty. Clean and clear skin is always in. What's your word to them?
I would say to fight. Fight for your dreams, fight for your purpose.
Life that inspires you, that motive that you aspire to be. Right?
It's not a waste time movement, damn it.
In my humble opinion, is become very comfortable with yourself.
Very important. You know, the saying in Jamaica, one hand can't clap.
You forgive yourself for allowing people to mistreat you.
Disciplines that we need to embody.
You just have to work at it and be committed. Everyone.
And scary to have all of that fall away from you. And you have to celebrate those wins. Work with fitness clients.
For guidance, rely on Christ for support.
And no rush. I did it. I made my move into entrepreneurship at 40.
So chicken, so scared that when...
What, last comments would you want to share with
you? Have your core values, you do the right things, it'll fall in place for you.
Shalane Lee-Chin is the CEO of Newtown Bakery, which she has been operating with her husband for over 10 years after acquiring the business from a relative. The bakery, located in Maxfield Avenue, is known for its fine range of products, especially through its Flavor Fresh brand.
Flavor Fresh, Newtown Bakery, me said they bun them. Look how them nice.
Shalane is a former Jamaica Business Development Corporation JBDC Boss of the Year and believes in the power of visualization to achieve success. We learn more from this Trailblazer.
Hi Shalane, it is a pleasure to have you joining us on the Trailblazers.
Hi Tamara, thank you so much for having me on the show.
Okay, awesome. All right, so you have such an inspiring journey, especially as a young woman in the business, in the baking business at that, and as the CEO of Newtown Bakery. Tell us about your early beginnings. How is it that you got involved in all of this?
Well, Tamara, it's an interesting story because I'm actually a country girl from Magotty, St. Elizabeth. And my parents had the first bakery that Mr. Butch Hendrickson's grandfather started out with. And really to see how they impacted the community just through comfort, food, loving vibration, I really wanted to radiate that way. Hence, now I'm getting the opportunity to do this through our bakery, the Newtown Bakery Limited.
And that's amazing because as many Jamaicans know of Butch Hendrickson, who has been on the Trailblazers as well, because he's the CEO of National Bakery. So, that's a fine legacy there. So, for you, I understand though, looking at your background, you started out in marketing?
Right. Of course, when I came into Kingston, I was going to university and my first job was actually as a food editor at the Sunday Herald it was first. And that led me into marketing with Red Bull. Well, it was CPJ. That's under the umbrella of CPJ and Flow and other great companies. And that transition now into the bakery business.
Amazing. So, that experience, especially in your early years, must have helped you for what you're doing now.
I should say that, yes, because the greatest thing about it is that even some of the companies that I've targeted now with our Easterbun sales, I knew them from before that time in the marketing realm. So it did add, and also it added to my personality and helping me to understand who I really am, how to segue certain marketing campaigns and our target market and so on. So it really did help in the business, I must say.
Okay. So, was this something that growing up, because I know you said your family was already involved in this. So when the opportunity came for you to be as the CEO, was that something that you were excited about, or were you also a bit apprehensive or nervous?
To be honest with you, Tamara, it wasn't a journey that I saw myself in, because when I had initially started out, I was flat broke on my face, and I saw it as an opportunity at first to make money. But then after inspiring so many, you know, just having your staff and you knowing that they're from such a volatile community and your customer base, and seeing how you have impacted them during the time, it was a no-brainer. It wasn't even about money after that. It was just the love and the passion in whatever that we do, because even in the business, I've fell flat on my face a couple times, well, and that is when your back is against the wall and you realize, okay, this is not about money. This is not, you have people that depend on you. You have a product that's out there and people are looking forward for that delivery. So yes, that's really how it started out. It was about money at first, and then it transitioned into just a passionate entrepreneurial journey.
Certainly. And I like how you mentioned that when you started out, you were flat broke, you know, because a lot of people can identify with that, especially as entrepreneurs, right? But you were able to, what were some of the strategies that you implemented, especially in those earlier years, that helped you to start earning and, making money in the business?
Well, I must say, when we bought this bakery business, it was from someone who was in the bakery business from 1951. So of course I must say, unlike other entrepreneurs, I had a little head start where I had a recipe to work with, right? But it was really a mindset shift, that because even using his strategies and everything, it's not really working out for you making that money or anything like that, right? But it was really a mindset shift on my point. It was really hitting it hard again and having you get back against the wall, that you realize, all right, this is how we need to strategize to move forward. These are the people that we serve, so we need to be serving them better. And really, it's a calling now where you go inside, because you realize that your leadership is here. You're of purpose, you're of service. So it's a calling where you go inside, really, and you pour from, basically. Mm-hmm. So that was a shift for me in what changed everything. Just going inside, understanding that this is my purpose, this is where I'm supposed to serve, and really understanding myself and segueing that forward.
And I like the use of two words that you mentioned there: mind shift and purpose. In terms of the mind, how crucial is that, especially for an entrepreneur and a woman at that, and a young woman at that, to be able to have the right kind of mindset to achieve success in your line of work and just generally in whatever they're aspiring to?
I think mindset is everything, Tamara. I mean, not just for entrepreneurs, but just anything you're trying to accomplish in life. It starts from within. I always tell people you cannot pour from an empty vessel. So, you have to, it's really just a change of mind, is a feeling of self-love, building up the confidence to really walking in and stepping into your purpose.
Definitely. And there's that word again, purpose, coming up. Okay, so one of the things I love about your business is that it's thriving even in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, and you are situated in an inner city community, and at the same time, you are still excelling nonetheless. So tell us about that. Tell us a little bit about the business aspects.
Wow, being able to thrive in such a time, it has really just been a blessing. I think what assisted us is that as people are at home, there's the call for comfort food. I mean, we're in a pandemic and we need something that's nostalgic, that's close to our hearts. And being in such a basic commodity business, I think that assists. Also, we have to remember that our target market is the everyday man, and these people buy every single day. So it's just the delivery of the product, always just improving every single day. I mean, that is just the thing with business. Every single day you have to improve. It's either you improve on yourself, you improve on the products, and just your environment on a whole, So basically, I think we're able to thrive in this time because of our people. You're serving them better. I must say too that during this pandemic, a lot of other organizations let go a lot of their fine staff, which we're able to hire a couple of those people and just have that shift, and that value added into our business has been a great improvement and growth for us also.
Definitely. Okay, Shalane, so some people will look and be like, you know, your family already was in that baking business. So was there any sort of pressure for you and, you know, in terms of struggles and making a mark for yourself in a sense?
Yes, some people may look on and said, yes, my family was in that business for quite some time, right? But I actually started boarding school from age 4. So I was working the bakery as a summer job, really. But it was just my parents had a park and a bakery, and it was just my interactions with people and seeing how much I could turn a frown into a smile that really created the journey of continuing the bakery. But you have children who grow up to very rich parents and never make it out, and you have very, you know, poor environment people who really thrive in life. So it's really not where you come from. Yes, I did have, I must be honest with you, being in the bakery, I learned to pat bread. I learned every single industry of that business while as a child doing those summer jobs. So it was an easy transition for me when this opportunity came up to be in a bakery in Maxfield Avenue. It was an easy transition because, yes, I did know parts of the business, but the real learning came with the entrepreneurial journey. Up to even today, I'm still learning. I'm still learning from my team. I'm still learning from our customers. I'm still learning just from the environment around.
So Shalane, as a young entrepreneur and a young businesswoman, what would you say are some of the key attributes that any individual needs, especially for our women? You know, we just celebrated International Women's Day, to really make it, because many times this is an industry that is dominated by the men.
Well, the key I'd share with my women, first of all, is collaboration, because we grew up as a competitive type thing, but we have to collaborate and hold each other's hands. I must attribute some of my success for women who have mentored me in the past. One of them is Michelle Chung from Honeybun. Greta Bogues, the late Greta Bogues, who was in charge of corporate governance for so many different companies. I have to attribute my success to those women who lift me up and held my hand during my most darkest moments. So I do believe in collaboration, and also as women, we have so many hats to fill. We're mothers, we are wives, and it was funny because I even heard Butch Hendrickson say it's so hard to have a balance, right? But again, we have to go within during that time and really self-love, take a step back. For me, I do a lot of yoga and meditation in order to just always align with myself, that the egos of the world don't get to me, so I can truly radiate and be the positive influence that I strive to be each day.
Definitely, I love that. I love the fact that, you know, you meditate, doing the yoga, and being able to center yourself in a sense. So Shalane, you were the JBDC Understand Boss Lady or Boss some years ago. Tell me about that experience, and what does it mean when you get acknowledged and get awarded for your, you know, your work?
Wow, Tamara, that one, I was the Boss Lady of the Year for 2018. And I remember coming to the ceremony and hearing them describe someone and wondering, really, is that me? You know, it was because it was such an illusion for me at the time, because that time was when I was just rebuilding the business. That time was when I was actually flat on my face, going back out there into the inner city, trying to get shops and so on and rebuild. So to hear that in December of that very struggling year was like, wait there, am I being recognized? Did someone just see me? It was such a boost. I tell you, it was like a turbocharge, like boom, you know? So it really did help me in the following years, because I guess it was something now that, okay, you're being acknowledged, you're seen in this realm, so you really need to step up to the challenge, because sometimes you don't have that confidence within yourself until you're being recognized and you realize that the force or the God or the universe is really pushing you towards making those decisions, those decisions that you really wanted to do, but you're so filled with fear before, you know? So it was really a booster. I tell you, it was like a turbo. So thank you so much for JBDC for recognizing that. And one of the greatest things with JBDC is that I was actually doing a seed accelerator program with them. So they too also assisted and collaborated with me in order to teach me the proper business ethics and how to move forward as a leader of the future.
Definitely. I love that. And I just love your passion and your energy. I mean, I could just, sit down and just have you're very high energy, and it's very, your passion and your love comes through. So, I mean, I noted something that you said just there in terms of the fact that going in the inner city and getting the wholesale and all of these different, ventures and companies on board to support your bakery. How is it that you were able to do that? Because you have a particular niche, but it works for you and it's been working for you. And not only that, your products also sell abroad as well.
Yes, it's really a blessing, Tamara. It's really simple as begging God or asking God for this opportunity and seeing it come through. But I mean, yes, I do have a specific niche, and I really love that niche market, and really understanding that niche market. We have to understand that their environment is so depressed that they just want a taste of just a brightness and a happiness. And that's why I even changed my hair color blue and always so vibrant. Well, I figured that once we're giving them this, then there would just be a great impact after. Because it's funny, when I just started out with the bakery, nobody from the community of Maxfield Avenue would eat even a bread from our bakery. And just being down there, just being you, just being your authentic, true you, it really just radiates and attracts back that energy.
I love that. I'm definitely enjoying the interview. One of the things I wanted to find out from you, especially as a woman and a young woman in business, right? What is the secret to your success? Is there a secret recipe, if there is any such thing?
Well, it's funny you asked that, Tamara. The secret to my success is just being your authentic you every single day, A lot of us, we look on other people and we say we want to be like that person. We try to emulate so much of that person. It takes too much energy. It takes so much time. So I do believe that this is it. Just find yourself, be you, shine on the world. I mean, the world is like waiting for that gift from you, So just shine your unique self onto the world, and you just see everything just open up. You become a super attractor. It's just such a blessing.
That's amazing. So about I understand that your daughter also inspired a line of your baked goods. So tell me about that. Is it streets?
Well, Tamara, my daughter used to follow me to the bakery when she was really young, probably 2 or 3, right? When I was trying to balance this whole motherhood career thing. And basically, she created a treat that it was a shareable cheese bread, and the Easy Street started from there. We sat down in Wendy. She's like, hey, I'd want my picture on these stuff, But I wanted her to focus on school, and I didn't want her to be making a decision because she saw her mother in a bakery and thinking that, okay, this is a realm or this is where I need to be. But I don't know. She has really developed into something amazing. Like every week she bakes sweet treats. We're trying to see if we can come up with healthy alternatives. But I really wanted her to develop into that role. No force, no nothing as a mother. Enjoy her childhood, really find her passion and just be a guiding light for her in this time. So the Easy Street only have one product now, and we are really just in experimental mode, looking at different ways, different treats we can do, and more healthier alternative for our children moving forward. And it's just so interesting because she has, she has really grown and started loving this thing. So it's just taking it one step at a time with her right now.
Awesome. And my final question to you is just share with us, because one of the things we love to share with our trailblazers is, words of advice and encouragement, because everyone is out there trying to make something of their lives. And you yourself growing up in country, so to speak, and you made a name for yourself, you're doing great things. So what sort of advice would you want to give, and perhaps some strategic steps that they can take to also level up this year and be the best version of themselves?
Well, I would want to say, first of all, failure let failure be your growth, because I've tried so many different things. I've been trying different businesses from age 6, every single thing, selling oatmeal cookies, cleaning people's shoes, growing up and selling clothes and everything, right? So let failure be your best friend. Know that it is helping you, and it's a guiding light towards your true success. And the next thing I'd like to tell entrepreneurs is the power of visualization. I mean, a dear friend told me this the other day, but the power of visualization and really visualizing it. And it's funny, when I was watching Butch Hendrickson's interview, he even spoke about a plug being there and the electricity coming from above to below. It is so powerful to know exactly what you want. You may not make it into the time frame, and you can get discouraged because perhaps you're not at the right growth or at the right fit for that success just yet. But the power of visualization, I like to share that with any entrepreneur moving forward, and don't have a plan B, because that means you don't believe in your plan A. So yeah, just step into your zone, know that this is what you want, and work towards it every single day. Just be consistent. It's not about how much you do, it's how often you do it towards your success.
Oh my gosh, I love those tips. Not only my aspiring trailblazers, but I myself am feeling so inspired. And I love that part about don't have a plan B, because I remember listening to Steve Harvey once, and he said the same thing, that you know, if you have a plan B, it means that you don't really fully believe that you can achieve plan A.
And I remember listening to Steve Harvey also, and he mentioned that in the Bible, it really says that the world, that God will find a way for your talent. So that means you just really need to believe. You don't need to look on competition. I mean, I'm in an industry where it is one of the most competitive industries ever. We would be competing against giants, because I mean, look at National, Honeybone, Purity, all of them, those are giants. But yet still I'm able to find my niche market, and I make a pretty good living from it, where I am satisfied, I can feed my family, and I have a team of 60 and more persons that we're all happy from doing what we're doing. So you can't look on, oh, too much people doing this, it's competition. I do believe what Steve Harvey said, that in the Bible it says that God will find a way for your talents.
Definitely. Just to add quickly, I like the part where you said that not focusing on the competition, but just really focusing on yourself and focusing on your race. How critical is that?
I think it's super critical, because all right, to be honest with you, when I first started out, I was so intimidated. I'm like, oh my God, everybody is so big in this already. How do I even sell a bun? Or people not going to want this product anymore because so much sitting on the shelf. And I always had salespeople come to me and say, we can't sell your bun because National, they're there already, and all of that, right? But it is super. It was when I was doing mentorship with Honeybone, and just seeing, and I also did a little mentorship with Purity, and just seeing how they did their business. And I said, you know, it's weird. I don't mean to sound cocky or anything, but they're doing their thing, but they don't have what I have, you know? So, there is a space. I mean, the world will be really happy with a little light also. So, okay, thank you for the opportunity for seeing how they do their thing, and it just really helped me to segue my own thing.
Definitely. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Shalane. You are a ball of energy, a ball of positivity and fire and colorfulness. I love it. And thank you so much for sharing on the program, and continue to be a trailblazer, not only here in Jamaica, but globally, and shine your light.
Thank you so much again, Tamara, for having me on such a great show.
Thank you. Keep at it.
Hey everyone, I am Tamara McKayle, television presenter, communication specialist, and of course producer and host of the Trailblazer series. I'm inviting you to join the family. Just click the notification bell right below, subscribe, like, comment, and share, and stay with us for weekly inspirational and edifying episodes.